Buy of the week, the right cards to buy right now and why. And we're giving credit as a sponsor to Market Movers app by Sports Card Investor, not because they pay us for it, but because we really like the tool and we encourage all of you to use the Market Movers app tool. And you can get your first month for only $1. There's a new and improved UI and everything. And we're going to get into my buy of the week here in a second, but I do want to say hello to Texas Roadshow Shop.
Yo!
What up? This is Chase or Cody or both of you. Probably Chase. What's up, guys? What's up, Chase? How you doing, man? We're going to have you obviously back on the show and, get you in here for another full episode. Maybe your girlfriend's arm will be part of the episode, maybe not. But my W of the week, 2 basketball cards, because it is basketball card buying season. And I'm going to add my screen to the stream here. I will have my double monitor back next week, so you won't have to see a little awkwardness there for a second.
Dirty dog. But
here we go.
That was my pick.
One of my buys of the week is this Damian Lillard. Yes. See, we don't plan for this. So I just sniped Kendall's buy of the week because I let him go first last week. So I went first today and I get Damian Lillard. This is just a base hoops 2012 BGS 9.5. I saw this. Kendall and I are both using Market Movers for this segment. We're supposed to pick out our best deals and talk about them on the show. And this one struck me as like basketball card buying season. Everyone's kind of forgot about Dame. $60, $20 cheaper than it was in the last sale. No offers, but it could just be like a nice sneaky pickup. So that was, I'm probably really going to piss Kendall off on this one because I actually have another one too that hit me as I was
please
scrolling.
Don't pull my second person because I had 2.
Was it basketball?
No.
Okay, good. Then I'm not going to snipe your second one also. So as you can see on my screen here, for those of you that are watching on YouTube or in the Facebook group, I'm using this buys tab of Market Movers app. And it's just really cool because it sorts for you what the best savings are on current buy it now listings versus the last time that the card sold. So you got to double check a little bit as you do with all data tools, but in general, it's pretty quick to find deals here. So Darius Garland, 2019 Optic base PSA 10. This was a card. This is actually a card that I've talked about a lot since I launched nooffseason.com and the sports card investment report. It's not like a desirable card, but Darius Garland to me is a desirable player, and it is time to buy him. This is $35, and it's actually down by about $11.50 from its last sale. So this could be a great time to buy this card. And if you wanted to, if you're going for some budget plays, I think this is one that could easily be double at several points during the NBA season. So pretty simple, nothing complicated. 2 kind of budget bids, I think, on the safe side. I'll let Kendall talk about Dame because that was one of his. And then Kendall, you can give us the rest of your other buys here.
Yeah. So we talked about Dame a couple of weeks ago, being as a potential candidate for a price bump because he has very high accolades and skill level and it's been on a horrific team over the last couple of years. So Dame, there's quite a lot of speculation that they're going to add somebody either before the season starts, which would be pretty impressive at this point, or before the trade deadline. Dame's going to get some help, and this Portland team is going to be better than it is currently. And I would even argue that it is better than it has performed over the last 6 to 8 months, just already, Dame is a guy who's going to be healthy coming off the offseason. He played with that stomach issue, the abdomen issue last year, still played very well. Guy who commonly gets 30 to 40 points a game. He's going to be in the news all the time. But the thing he's lacking is he doesn't have those accolades. And I think those are projectable moments we can build towards. And so if you look at guys at his skill level, like a star level or whatever you would call it, I think he's a guy that's really undervalued for what he is. Now there's two ways this could happen. Later on in his career, he doesn't end up in Portland and, he's somewhere else and gets a championship somewhere else or something, like maybe you get residual build a couple of months down the road. But I do think that like if so I do some sports betting, not a whole lot, but I do some within reason. And if this would be something like the Portland's over under would be something I would check in on, because I think Portland is going to do better than people assume they are going to do this year. And I think Dame is going to feel the result of that. So I actually was looking at this on the train when we were chatting. I was looking at Dame's value. So it's actually been on my list for a couple of days. But another card that I like that's on the deals list. So normally what I do is instead of just going to deals, I go to deals in my specific sports I'm interested in, because there's tons of guys that are on football and basketball. And I'm just like, although I know a lot about that market and I know a lot about those players and the teams and all kinds of stuff. I mean, the Deshaun Watson stuff today is huge for our card industry for whatever it means for Jacoby Brissett versus Deshaun Watson's market. And what it means for Amari Cooper. I mean, that stuff is really big. I'm just not personally invested enough to buy into football cards. I've got to help my brain and function my money somewhere. So I ended up going for soccer, and I was scrolling through the list, and like 5 or 6 down the row is a card that I saw at the National that I thought was really undervalued at the National. And I didn't end up buying it, but I saw it while I was there. So as you know, we talked a lot about Rose Lavelle at the National. I picked up 2 Rose Lavelle cards that I thought were really great. I actually, one of them could have been considered my win of the week or whatever, because I bought it for $80 and then the last sold was $280 on eBay. So the guy like literally had no idea what he had. He just sold it for what he thought. He looked really dumb.
I don't think he knew who she was.
Yeah, I don't think he was like, I have that girl named Rose, so I got a PSA 9 for $80 and it's worth $280. It's an Obsidian out of 75, super cool. And I think she's going to be the person that takes the reins of this U.S. women's national team very soon. Anyway, there's a Mia Hamm card here, so let me share my screen.
All right. And while you're doing that, I just want to give a shout out. So Jamie Hauser and Dell Duncan have some great questions, and I've starred them in my chat. So we are definitely going to answer your guys' questions at the end of the show. So stick around with us. We'll get to them. Thanks for that. And here's Kendall's screen, so I'll let you get back to it.
I'm just, so what I do is I end up going up here and I type in soccer. Mokoko, I think, is a great buy right now. It's obviously some of these guys are great, blah, blah, blah. Wouldn't buy Van Persie right now because he's not going to be playing in the World Cup. But this Mia Hamm card struck me. It's a 20%-ish down. And Mia is never going to go anywhere. She's always going to be like a symbol of American soccer that's going to keep on rising. This is a unique card, Sports Illustrated for Kids section. I actually have a Mia Hamm Sports Illustrated for Kids right here in my binder.
That's awesome. I love
that. From when I was a kid, I had Sports Illustrated for Kids and I kept it. Now, I actually just turned in my Tom Brady rookie Sports Illustrated for Kids card. It just went to PSA last week. So I actually have a really cool Landon Donovan one as well, where he has the bleached hair. It's kind of funny looking. But anyway, I love that card. I think Mia is going to be a staple. I think that the United States women's national team is gaining a ton of silent popularity in the hobby. When I saw almost as many soccer cards that I did women's soccer cards, like every booth that had a soccer card had something to do with like an Alex Morgan or a Rapinoe or a Mia Hamm or Rose Lavelle. Like they were all very like present at the national. If you were to find a section of cards that were soccer, which that was actually the hard part. But the unique part was I commonly saw girls soccer cards or women's soccer cards moving a lot at the national, which and the second day when I was asking for it, people were like, I had a ton of that, but it was sniped yesterday. because
Really? That's interesting.
like on Thursday, I asked every single soccer booth I went to, hey, do you have women's soccer? And they said, we had a bunch of it, but Wednesday got, like, I don't know who was coming through on Wednesday. They bought everything, so
Wow.
that was unique. And I ended up getting some steals. Like I got some 2 Rose Lavelle cards that I really liked. I live near Cincinnati, so she's like a mainstay here. So, but anyway, this Mia Hamm card I think could be a cool buy, and just Mia in general. If her market is down, I think it's kind of like one of those goats that we can invest in. It's not to the same level of goat, but it is, I think. So,
love the Mia Hamm call. Good work on that one, and that's a great buy of the week. Steve Cummings says he saw Miss Sports Cards at the National, and she pretty much specializes in soccer, so that's cool.
There we go.
Maybe she's the one who went in and bought up everything that day, and then tried to flip it.
Honestly, it's really cool that those cards are moving. I think that's big for not only the sport of soccer, but I think that's big for a lot of things that we're trying to work towards as a culture. If like,
for sure,
like those cards literally aren't just sitting there, like I know 2 to 3 people that do buy NWSL packs off, like Trinity Rodman stuff. I didn't see that anywhere because it was moving already.
Trinity Rodman stuff is expensive as hell. Like I looked into her several months ago, or at least a couple months ago, and I was intrigued by her. Dennis Rodman's daughter, and her autos are pretty cool, but they're super expensive. And
she got quite a contract.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It'll be fun to follow her. So Southern Soccer Idiot says he has a Mia Hamm Upper Deck rookie SGC 9.5. That's pretty sweet. Kendall, if you're interested in that, maybe you guys can strike a deal. That's pretty cool.
I am interested in that. So yes, I am interested.
Nice. Well, you guys keep us updated on what you end up working.